Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the My Team podcast, or if you are watching on YouTube, and as you can see, we have done it. We have completed the gold challenge, and we have got ourselves Dark Matter Richard Jefferson on the way to Invincible Tacko for clearly, I think, the most difficult challenge. If I have to go through another one like that, I don't know whether I'll be able to do it. I don't know how long it necessarily took me. I'm going to say, I know DBG said he took 65 attempts. I didn't count my attempts, but I do know I was probably playing the game for about 12 hours, I'd say, just to do this one single challenge. Incredibly difficult. Most of the time I'd get down 8 to 10 real quick and quit straight away. But here's the team that we used. Gold Damon Jones at the point. Gold LaMelo Ball. Well, obviously they're all gold cards. You can only use golds. Robert Covington, James Wiseman at the 4, Dwight Howard at the 5. And then I used 3 off the bench, that being Markelle Fultz, Jakob Poeltl, and Luka Doncic. It makes me laugh every time I hear Jakob Poeltl was in literally part of my rotation to complete this challenge. Good on him. He was part of the eventual success of completing the challenge, but it just sounds so strange. Obviously Dwight there. So I'll show you guys if you're on YouTube, otherwise you'll be able to hear it on the podcast. I'll kind of run through the way I completed the challenge. I ended up winning 69-65. It's a lot of luck based at the end of the day, but there obviously is a certain play that you can run from the Kings playbook that makes it somewhat easy. But that play is basically for Damon Jones, but I'll show you how I do it, or run you through how I do it, because I don't actually use Damon Jones a whole lot. I think he went 2 for 3 from 3 in the final game that obviously won 69-65. But other than that, basically running the ball through and scoring with LaMelo, and then Markelle Fultz and Luka off the bench. Rocco just there. Basically, he plays the full game. He's just there to be a defender. That is literally it. He doesn't do anything offensively. James Wiseman is there to obviously just be a defender, be a big body, and get rebounds. And same with Dwight as well. I think James Wiseman's a really important player because he's someone that can actually run at the 4 position that is over 7 foot tall, and I think they're pretty rare to come by. So let's jump back into this challenge, and I'll show you guys and run through for you guys how I did this as we get a heap of spend a heap of MT there just to fill up contracts. I don't know how much I spent on contracts as well at the end of the day, but let's jump into it. It gives me nightmares kind of thing, just getting into this challenge again and loading it up. It's super frustrating. I think a general consensus is it's the most difficult. There are a heap of difficult ones, but this is probably it. So if we get to the settings and go game plan, defensive settings first, on-ball pressure to smother, off-ball to deny ball, and then the coaching sliders help defense down to 0. That's what I do online or offline basically in every game, unless it's an offline game, which is I know I'm going to win, and then there's just no point doing it. Then you want to go to play selection, get rid of all of these plays that are in there, and then you want to, with the Kings playbook, you want to go to quick 12 hammer snap and assign it to Damon Jones. That is what you want to do. But as I said, even though the play is assigned to him, I don't actually use him too much to I don't use him too much to actually shoot the ball. So what we want to do is get the ball. We actually won that tip, which never happens. That's the second time in all these games that I've actually won the tip. So we call the play, we get a screen, double screen from Wiseman and Howard. LaMelo gets the rack, easy finish. That is literally what you want to do. And you want to go as close baseline as possible. You kind of want to run in on that angle as close to the baseline as possible, because it is super easy, I guess. Well, not super easy, but it's easy for the big center to actually get a contest or even a block if you run too far away, I guess, from the baseline, if that makes sense. So on defense, we basically just off ball, obviously, and just use Dwight and sag off Kareem, because Kareem's the only player out there that won't shoot the ball. If you sag off Tim Duncan, he will shoot. But this is for the Damon Jones play as we turn the ball over silly, and they'll get a bucket on the other end. If you ask me to complete this challenge and win again, I think it would take me another 100 attempts. It would take me another 12 hours or so. It is super difficult. You just got to get lucky. A lot of it's mental as well, as we try and run this play again. For Damon Jones, we get the double screen from Wiseman and Dwight. We get to here, and Damon Jones, and 63% contest. Good contest there from Magic. And that's half the issue. Magic and MJ are often the guys guarding Damon Jones. And as Duncan pulls up and misses, and the rebounding by LeBron, Michael gets it, and Michael jams all over James Wiseman. So that's the frustrating thing, is that the rebounding. The rebounding is probably the most frustrating thing. There are a lot of frustrating things, but the rebounding is probably the biggest one. We'll try and get another one here for Damon Jones. Good screen by Dwight. Now he's open, 5% contest, but he rattles in White. So that's basically what you want to do if you are going to be shooting with Damon Jones or any other player coming off those picks. But for me, I find it difficult because the guys like, as Duncan gets a wide open dunk, the guys like Magic and MJ, they get over those screens really well, and they can actually contest shots, and it can be quite difficult. Damon Jones has got a 92-shot three with Steve Kerr. It goes up to a 95. So we'll get a LaMelo one here and just go to the basket again. So this is what I do basically every time. That time we don't go baseline because Kareem's there and LaMelo puts it down. So that is basically how I did it. I don't want to play any more of this game because, as I said, it gives me nightmares having to do it again. As I said, if you wanted me to win it again, I probably would have to do play another 100 times. Like, it is super difficult. You have to get kind of lucky. Big thing is you got to knock down your free throws. You got to be really good at knocking down your free throws, because a lot of the times when you go to the rack like that with LaMelo or with I did it with LaMelo, then Markelle Fultz and Luka. Every time you do that, you know, they do get fouled a lot and do have to go to the line, and it is pretty tough to knock down free throws. But the other thing is badges-wise is we have a look at Damon Jones here. He comes with gold blinders, so I chuck some badges on him just in case I do want to shoot. James Wiseman I randomly gave Hoff Pogo Stick to. I completely didn't mean to do that, but I did. Dwight Howard, he's got some extra badges as well. Gold brick wall, rim protector, and intimidator, silver rebound chaser. So with Wiseman and Dwight Howard, that is really what I needed to have, guys. And regardless of who you're using, what those two players are at the power forward center position, if you're running that play, then you really need to have brick wall on those on the power forward and center. And ideally as well, you'd have some form of rebound chaser as well to help with those rebounds, because that is one of the most frustrating things to have, that is for sure. But it is very easy for LaMelo to lose juice kind of thing and run out of stamina, so that's why I had Markelle Fultz coming in for him. He's got good speed for a gold card, so he can kind of get to the basket fairly quickly before the center can come over and contest. And Luka as well is another one who can kind of dunk it a little bit, and so he's one that I would use for Markelle Fultz as well. But other than that, guys, good luck if you are completing this challenge. If you're still on it, it's an absolute grind. It's really difficult, but good luck if you still are. Congratulations if you have completed it, and thank you again for listening to this episode of the podcast, or if you've been watching on YouTube. Cheers.